normally pay for a porter, but today we decided it was worth it. It's my birthday and we're about to fly out. We're leaving. Are you happy?
Yes, of course. This is a very special day because it's Travis' birthday, and I'm just so thankful that we'll be able to spend this in a very special way.
I planned it this way. My birthday is the perfect time for us to leave, to move on to a new adventure. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're in our destination now. Hong Kong, we're here. Our new home. No, not really, but this is a very neat city. I don't know that I would want to live here, but this is just a really cool place.
Gong said Travis is handsome.
Is that true? People always ask me for information on airlines, and we just flew Philippine Airlines. It's not my favorite airline in the world, but the flight going to Hong Kong is a short trip and it's something they do well. Now it's time to get on our second flight of the day.
It's okay, it happens. I broke my foot once or twice.
Twice.
任何時間禁止吸煙，包括電子香煙在內。
They have a lot of really great entertainment on this plane, even chat rooms. Isabel's gonna try and chat with someone. Maybe someone can give us a ride from the airport. Well, it's been a long trip that we're coming to the end of. We're both very tired, but this is the first time I've flown American Airlines in many years, and the first time I've flown them internationally. I would have to say though that it's went as well as could be expected. I think the service on this flight has been excellent, and we've passed the time well with good entertainment. We're at the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica. This is a shopping area, very touristy. Not a place I would normally go to.
Ew. It's like a rat, right?
No. Boy,
Trump is gonna attack you.
comes right up to you. Are you used to seeing squirrels?
No, this is like the second time I saw a squirrel in person.
Right there is the famous Santa Monica Beach. You're used to seeing a lot of movies and TV shows filmed there. You might remember the opening of Three's Company. For one of the seasons, they filmed the opening there. We're in America, so I think I'd better take her to an American restaurant. Can I have a, what all's in your sausage burrito?
I think it's egg, sausage, and I think a little bit of bell peppers or something like that.
So apparently they have breakfast burritos here. I've never had this before. I don't know if it's a newer item. It's okay. Not bad. So how was American McDonald's?
Even though there is no rice in McDonald's in America, I had a great experience. Well, so far with what I've seen, there are a lot of rich people here and a lot of very poor people here.
We're in Hollywood. We're going to meet up with a guy that I've wanted to meet for few years now, at least.
Hi,
This is Isabel.
Yeah.
Hi!
We're gonna eat sushi ball.
And if you're not familiar with Frank, this guy, in case you can't tell, he's extremely weird. I mean that in a good way.
Oh yeah.
And we've been talking for quite a few years now, like watching each other's videos. Do you think I'm any different than what you see in my videos, or am I kind of the same?
I expected you to be exactly the same, and you are actually. So basically, when I look at Travis, I see him as like an animation character, like one of those Pixar animated characters.
I think because I'm so perfect, and he's never seen someone.
And also, you're pretty classically white, you know, like white alpha male, and your skin is very pure, you know. And then like your smile, like every time you smile, you like go to that same default position. It's almost like it's a program that when you smile, it's just like the angle is like perfect. And I like that smile a lot because in all your videos, you just have that smile. It's just like, you know, the angle is just like always the same. Like the curvatures of your lips and the ratio between your eyes and the corners of your lips is always the same, which is really cool. It's like it gives the viewer something to look forward to. It's like you always have that Travis Kraft smile. And then I was saying like he looks very perfect, right? And classically beautiful as a white male, but just a little bit of twist on top. It's like a little bit weird, a little bit unusual, which is what like characters are in animations. Like they always have to depict like the beautiful men and women, but they can't make them exactly the same. But then they still have to stay within that classical, the golden ratio of beauty. But then they give it a little twist, a little something quirky about it. We're gonna go buy some sweatpants.
There's a fake news organization right there.
What's it called? Oh, CNN. Oh, okay. There it is. I don't think I've ever watched CNN.
You're better off that way.
Yeah. That's a nice name, huh? Amoeba?
Yeah.
Amoeba music. Wow, this is cool.
I see. I take you to good places, Frank.
Yeah, I live here. You take me to a good place. Oh, you lived here too before.
This is actually a pretty well-known place in LA. They sell DVDs, CDs. Kind of hard to believe they're still in business.
This place is in business because it's Amoeba. Amoeba never dies.
Do you think we'll meet again and do some more videos?
Oh, of course, yeah, definitely.
All right. We'll see ya.
Bye.
I was actually shocked seeing a lot of homeless people around, especially in Santa Monica. That's a pity.
Right there is where I used to live.
This?
Yes. This is the place.
Nice.
I filmed my second most popular video inside there. But now I'm gonna take you to where I used to live before that. This area here, this is called Koreatown in Los Angeles. It's mostly El Salvadorians that live here. And I actually used to also work here. I lived and worked in this building we're going to. This is actually where I used to live and work. I was the building manager of this apartment for close to 2 years, and some of the best times of my life were in this building. One of my duties as the building manager was renting out vacant units, but one thing that made that job really hard of trying to rent out those units is right next to it they have these scary looking, haunted house looking buildings that are owned by the same guy. He wouldn't spend a little bit of money to just tear them down, but it really scared off a lot of people from renting. Because you can see they're in bad shape, they're ready to fall over, they're boarded up, they just look awful and scary. I've had to kick people out of these buildings that were in there doing drugs before. They attract criminals and unsavory people like that. And it just made the job really difficult, and I couldn't figure out, well, I know the guy was extremely cheap. The guy would drive around in his expensive luxury cars acting like a big shot, but he would fight you over $1, this guy.
So far, I haven't seen a white guy in this neighborhood.
No. So this is my old neighborhood, and you can see how littered and dirty it is, not like most parts of America. I'm not joking, it is very much like being in a third world country here.
Woo! I'm touching the sand of Venice Beach!
So now you've seen our beaches here in America. What do you think? You've seen this a lot on TV and in movies. What do you think seeing it in person though?
Well, it's exciting because I finally see the setting of Baywatch and Three's Company. Wow, this is so cool to go to the beach, not like in the Philippines.
You've touched the Pacific Ocean, but on the other side of the planet. Now you've touched the Pacific Ocean from the Americas.
Yes!
I guess my memory isn't quite there today because I don't remember. What I was trying to show you was the first place I lived in when I lived in Los Angeles, the first house I lived in. But I can't recognize it. I can't remember which one by sight it is. It's been too long now. And I've lived so many different places in Los Angeles. The place in this neighborhood, I only lived in for maybe 3, 4, 5 months. So that's why I can't remember which one it is. The thing is too, these houses, they really look a lot alike, a lot of the houses around here in this particular neighborhood. In a lot of neighborhoods in LA. I mean, especially the older houses, so it can be easy to get confused. Like I said, I didn't live there very long. This is a place in Culver City that I used to eat at quite a bit actually. They have really great fried fish and fried chicken. And it's pretty reasonably priced. It's kind of Cajun style. Me, I'm a sucker for Cajun food.
Can I get the berry blend?
I think you look good with Trump's hair.
Yeah.
This is actually Imabel's first time ever eating at Denny's. So this is that famous light post place that you see all the people taking photos, posting them all over Instagram. Now you know where it is, on Wilshire in Los Angeles. So this is actually part of the Berlin Wall that they have here. Now I can say I've touched the Berlin Wall. We're celebrating my birthday after eating Mexican food. This is Joey. And he got a little surprise. I'm not really into cake, but I have a birthday leche plan.
Happy birthday, Travis.
I know what I'm gonna wish for. I'm gonna wish for something that's kind of for someone else.
Happy birthday!
Hopefully my wish comes true now. You come all the way to America, and they're showing Filipino movies on TV.
Heavenly Father, thank you so much for blessing me and Travis. Thank you that we were able to have a very comfortable stay here and a great trip in LA.
So it was a great trip here in Los Angeles, but it's time to head back home. Hey! People always ask me about airlines, and right now we're on United. Last year we took this flight flying Delta, and Delta was already better. We haven't even taken off yet, and there's no free anything on this flight. No free meal. There's no free screen for movies. Now you can watch some free stuff on your own device, but to do that, apparently you have to have downloaded the app. If you haven't already have done that, which I didn't already download the app to watch the stuff because I didn't know, they want you to pay a fee to connect to the internet to download their app. So I guess this is just going to be a boring flight for me. That's her.
My husband's name.
So now we're in Denver. We won't be here long though. We'll be home soon enough. This is quite the experience out here. Thank you. Now we're ready to go home. I thought this was a small airplane. I guess it's not that small.
And hold the mask firmly toward you to start the flow of oxygen.
Hi guys!
We're in Mandan. They're having a patriotic celebration, which is perfect because you're very patriotic now.
Yeah.
Hello, Canada.
You know my daughter-in-law, Annabelle.
Saw him on tape. He doesn't know who I am.
Yeah. Are you enjoying retirement?
I'm loving it.
I bet.
Except it's hard work.
Yeah.
You said you want to go to the Philippines?
I do, yeah. My brother was there and he talked about these certain areas that are just beautiful. So I have a bucket list of countries I want to go to, and yeah. So you'll be a great tour guide then.
Yeah, I actually do that. And
That's what she does for a living.
Oh,
seriously.
perfect. So a great trip.
Yeah,
Are these like, is this one of your students?
former student.
Former student.
And if I would have stayed this year, it would have been a student.
Have you ever seen a horse this big, Annabelle?
no, these are surely bigger than the horses in the Calesa horse carriage in Intramuros in Manila.
These guys weigh just over 2,000 pounds, probably around 22 to 2,400 pounds each.
I'm loving this ride. Yeah, our horses are very small. Smaller than this.
You found Filipino food here.
Yeah, they have lumpia and summation.
This Filipino? This is Legacy, the new high school. This has more acreage. I think it's 40 acres of any school in the state, any high school in the state, the land they have. They got the football field.
So this is the newest public high school in Bismarck. If this place would have been built when I lived here, this is where I would have went to. But I've never seen this place before. This is my first time seeing it. It really looks like quite a nice school. I'm sure I would have enjoyed going here.
I think I'll be okay with our kids going to this school.
There's a house going up over here. Look at the big heavy equipment here to put roads in, to put new roads in. Because that's next.
Bismarck's quite a bit different than when you grew up here, huh?
Oh, it's expanded. It's changed since you've grown up. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's growing. We're 80,000 people now. I mean, and it's growing. It's one of Bismarck and West Fargo are like the two fastest, with the possible exception of Williston, because it depends on whether they're pumping a lot of oil, the price of oil. Then Williston swells because when the oil goes up, they open up the oil well. This is a new house just built. It's probably not done inside. See, for sale. Nobody lives there. But those kids grow up spoiled. What do you do when you grow up and you live in a fancy house like this? Now you got to go out when you become an adult and buy your own home. You better have a good job. Of course, sometimes they do because they go into whatever their parents did because that's what you're exposed. This is new. This has been up since school ended. They had the foundation in on this one, but now the house is there. It wasn't there at the end of the school year, just the foundation. But look at these houses. Like I said, they're $250,000 on up. $500,000, some of them. See, there's a road. That'll be extended. Here's another house going up. These rock gardens cost you a ton of money. That's another thing why these houses cost so much. They got all these rock gardens, and boy, I tell you, having somebody do that is not cheap. It's funny. I thought my brother was nuts when he was going to sell rocks later when he started Dakota Stone Company. You're going to what? You're going to sell rocks? I thought, who would buy rocks? But that's the thing. For all this construction now that they do, all these rock gardens. See this? You don't want to mow that, you fill it in with rocks and you put those borders around. That's what we want to do. And this one here, I wouldn't want to have to pay for them. I'm sure they don't go cheap.
It's very beautiful.
Look at the rock gardens. Look at this beautiful thing. Man, I wonder, what do you think a house like this costs? Look at this thing. Is this an awesome home? What do you think of this house, Emma Bell?
I would love to live there.
Oh God, you'd be living like a queen.
So Mom is having a rummage sale today, a very common thing to do in this part of the country.
It goes around your stomach. I mean, it's to support your back, but obviously it goes all the way around. But like I'm saying, you know, they do these surgeries.
Does it make your stomach flat?
Well, yeah, it'll make you flat. And you wear them and you don't even know they're on. I mean, you pull your shirt down, you don't see them.
Yeah. Oh, it will flatten your tummy too.
Well, yeah, it does that while you're wearing it. You know, that's not the purpose. The purpose is to support an injured.
But maybe if you eat while it's on, it'll keep you from eating as much, like those surgeries.
Those surgeries you do. That's what I'm saying. You know, these people have these surgeries where they staple their stomach and all that. I said I would recommend before somebody try that, they tried it, because then this is removable. A lot of people gain the weight back in time because they stretch their stomach out all over it. Jerry did that. You know, he was like 300 and some pounds. He lost a lot of weight. I haven't seen him in a long time, but Dad tells me he's just as big as he's ever been now.
After having the surgery.
Yeah. First he lost like 100 pounds or whatever, but you know, then people keep eating more and then they stretch their stomach out. They have a lot of...
He goes to like a chiropractor? And
yeah, I am a chiropractor.
Oh, you are a chiropractor?
So, see, and that's why I had some of these, you know, that's what I use. But like I said, I'm not in the business of selling back supports like Dr. Ho's belts, you know, on TV.
Well, how much did you make today?
$72.
$72 today? So it's been a year since I've seen my car. It is beautiful, but boy is it dirty, so we'd better wash it. So I would say it's not a perfect job, but it looks pretty good. Looks like a new car.
Yes, I love it. They look great. Look good. You both look good. She gets prettier every time she comes home. He, of course, gets prettier too, but it's a little weird. Tiger meat is lean, raw hamburger or raw steak ground up, uncooked with many spices in it. I'm not sure what the spices are, but you eat it raw, and it doesn't make you sick. And delicious.
It used to be a Christmas treat. You'd have it at Christmas time and New Year's Eve.
On Tom's recommendation, this raw meat, I'll give it a try. It's not bad. It's not as gross as you'd think it would be. If that's a recommendation.
So I'm teaching Tom modern folk because he wants to know more about it.
Yeah, but none of the women here are going to do that.
So you extend your hand to me as a younger person, and the older person does that to the younger person. And I do that. And you could say, God bless you.
God bless you. And I mean that.
Thank
you. Bismarck is a very nice place to live, and I'm very happy to be here.
Ready to go for a ride? Well, you're in a 32-year-old car, so not bad. It's a classic. You don't see many cars on the road like this anymore, especially in this kind of great shape. It's like we have Knight Rider, and there you have the General Lee. Which is the better car?
That, hands down.
So Imabel, this is the Missouri River.
I like this place because it's so refreshing.
Do you want to take a swim in there?
Not now, I'm not ready for it.
This is the Missouri River, the second longest river in the entire United States. I used to do some swimming in here when I was a lot younger. We made an unexpected trip to the mall, and we saw a lot of clothes that we thought would look great on Imabel.
I'd like to see her try this on.
You like it? If you like it, I like it.
I like the pants mostly.
The color goes with her lipstick. That's a pretty good excuse. I forgot my wallet.
Yeah. I really didn't bring my wallet. I swear I didn't. We
Well,
weren't.
luckily they brought somebody that did have their wallet.
Well, all I can say is thank you, Dad.
You're paying me back right now.
Oh, yeah?
We weren't planning on coming to the mall today.
Yeah.
It was his idea to come in here. I didn't know it was going to cost me money. Be nice on my cycle or my trike.
Yeah.
Could wear that. That's what
Take a
that's for.
photo.
This is how Americans take a knee.
We're getting cake for Mom because it's her birthday. We're gonna surprise her with a cake and a candle on it.
Guys, I'm a modern person and I've learned that gender is a choice. I've made my choice. I think this is a cute bag for me, and I'm sure now no one will question me when I go to the gym in the women's locker room to shower with the girls. Just one of the girls.
And your perch almost matches hers.
Yes, we're sisters.
Her birthday is on Valentine's Day.
Oh, her birthday's on
You
Valentine's.
have to have the Valentine before you have
She
the
said hopefully she'll have Valentine next birthday. We have a little piece of cake that we're gonna give Mom as a surprise on her birthday, and we're gonna ask her to make a wish and blow the candles. Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear Mom! That's 3 for I love you. We love you.
Oh my goodness.
Mom, make a wish, and then you can blow the candle.
Okay, here we go.
Yay!
I got
them. In one
That is
blow.
gorgeous. Birthdays, it's not how many, it's how happy.
Yes.
Hope this one's your happiest ever.
We're at the public library because every week my dad goes to a writers group meeting. Not only am I an author with my book, but my dad also is a writer. What kind of stuff do you write, Dad?
I'm writing kind of a primitive medieval fantasy action adventure about heroes. It's violent stories that I'm writing for my grandchildren and their children. It's violent stories because it's about heroes and they have to get tough at times.
And you also do art. What kind of art do you do?
I do what I would call animation. I draw with a pencil, then I color my drawings with a magic markers so that they're pretty colorful. They look something like comic book art. I've done a few in the anime style, which is more of the Japanese style, and I've done a lot of them in more of the American comic book style.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. An author just like your dad. This is wonderful.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Dad's checking out lots of books about the Philippines.
I got this, I don't know if I didn't write this. This is an article on Travis. If you know City Magazine, they publish these thousands of these and put them in all the offices all around town.
Yeah, someone contacted me and asked to do an article on me.
Or I can let Barry read it maybe.
He used to be a sports writer.
Yeah, he was a sports writer.
Yeah.
That's how he knew me, yeah.
There was a time not so long ago when Travis Kraft was larger than life in Bismarck. So what happened to Kraft? The former state champion wrestler from Bismarck High School is still larger than life as a male model and actor. It seems kind of funny going from wrestling to what I'm doing, Kraft said. I don't think, hey, I want to be a male model. I've been successful in modeling. It wasn't one of my goals. I just fell into it. Kraft was recently featured on one of the largest billboards in the world.
Well, I think that when that was written, he hasn't done the shoot with Lindsay Lohan yet. So he was Lindsay Lohan's Superman for Harper's Bazaar. And then he acted in a movie in the Philippines. He's one of the stars. Okay. He's a leading man. It's a comedy film, romantic comedy featuring the story of a Phil-Am couple.
Welcome to Bismarck's Chinatown. It's only one building, but at least we have some Chinese people here now. Yeah. Some Asians. It's a lot more than when I lived here when we pretty much had none.
She's your better half. And you, I don't know where you're better.
What do you have to drink? Is it refillable? Imabel loves this kind of food, but it's not exactly Dad's cup of tea.
Dad is counting the food I eat.
She eats more than Tom. She does. I'd eat some more, but I don't know what to eat. This is my kind of food.
Imabel, what do you think of this food?
Well, I'm enjoying the food so far. This is like my end plate.
Yeah, because she obviously enjoys it, because how many times has she gone back? How many times has she gone back for seconds, thirds, whatever? Which plate is that now?
And now we're ringing in Mom's birthday in style. my dad already went to church yesterday, but Isabel wants to go to a different kind of church.
A friend, Gail, invited us, and I just want to come here and check it out, and I'm just excited to attend now.
Is his church not good enough for you?
I didn't say that.
She's been to my church before.
Yeah.
Are you going to convert religions now, Dad?
I don't think so. I don't know what religion this church is.
Isabel, this isn't a religious cult you're getting us involved with, is it?
Would there be snakes and stuff?
I don't see any cross or anything.
Bye.
She gets a hug and I get a handshake.
Thank you so much. And, you know, I remember in elementary school we would say the Pledge of Allegiance, and I was thinking about that this week. I haven't said that in a long time, really. So I thought, well, maybe we could all say that together this morning. Would you stand? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God. America, America, God in thine every flaw.
I really enjoyed it because half of it was really a concert. And I'd like to have a copy of that song. Those singers are good. Their pastor can sing.
Were you worried that this was going to be like some weird thing or something like that?
I wasn't worried about that, but I thought it'd be a little bit more like regular church. Half of it was music, and good music. Really good music.
Would you come back to this church?
Yeah, I'd come back. I enjoyed this because, like I said, it was kind of like going to a concert.
I didn't really know what to expect before Isabel brought me here. I'm more used to the more traditional churches, but one thing that I found really fantastic about this place was, even though it's not one of those traditional churches, it seemed very in line with traditional American values, with the values that really made America great, and that spirit and that positivity. And so many young people, they're turning away from the traditional churches because there's so many dissidents involved in the leadership of those that we feel they're not on our side, they don't support our values, the way of life that we want to have, they're not on the side of our people. Even like Pope Francis, here we're seeing people pray for America. When you think about Pope Francis, it's almost like this guy wants our countries to end in the United States and Europe. This guy doesn't want us to have borders, and he's doing things to defy us. We don't feel like people like that are on our side. Whereas something like this, you feel that positive energy, and you can feel that they really want people to do well, and they really want good things to prosper for us. So I'm very thankful that Isabel brought us here.
Hey.
You recognize? See ya.
I don't know if it's be my great-grandfather.
You know,
Keller? I don't even know these people.
I got
their wedding picture. I've never seen this. 1920. See, my dad was born in 1924.
That's my dad.
Boy, is he young there. I don't even
I'll show
recognize
you
him.
my dad and you show me. This is before I went to Vietnam.
This is you.
Yeah.
1969.
That's my 68 Cougar.
Look at that ship.
I had to sell it.
That's you right before going to Vietnam?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the good old Vietnam days, huh? It says 1923, but that's got to be my Grandpa Keller as a young man. I just recognized him. I've never seen him that young, obviously. I never saw my grandpa that young. This is Grandma Keller at 16 years. See, my mom, your grandma probably labeled these. This is her parents. This has got to be her. Resemblance. That's my grandma when she was 16.
That's their high school graduation.
Yep, that's what it says, 1942. Some people said he looked like Tyrone Power, and he does when he was young a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't recognize him here, but it says Pius Craft, World War I. So that must be my grandpa. That must be him. I don't recognize him that young.
Yeah, but
I mean, he was a grandpa. Yeah, this is long before he was my grandpa.
This is Uncle Craig, and I'm so impressed by the yummy food that he prepared for us. Thank you, Craig. So what do you have for us now?
Today we have my type of baby back ribs and my homemade sauce. We have homemade sausage.
It's early in the morning, but it's a very exciting day because Isabel is about to go on her first American road trip.
You know, when you think of the Old West, we watch all these westerns, you know, and all the cowboy shows on TV like Have Gun Will Travel, Gunsmoke. When you think about, and that's what the rest of the world thinks of a lot. When they think of America, they think of cowboys and Indians and all that. But when you think about what we call the Old West, cowboys, gunslingers like Wild Bill Hickok and that period in time only lasted about 80 years. Less than Grandpa's lifetime, because you had cowboys and all that from about 1810 to about 1890. That's only 80 years. That was what the Old West was. You know, all those programs like Wagon Train and all that. That's how quick the world changed. The lifetime of one person was the Old West. Versus, say, like medieval. You know, like back in the Dark Ages and all that. You know, when they fought with swords and all that. Those lasted hundreds of years. In the Philippines, do you see wide open spaces like this? Yeah, you see it when you look over the water, because you're looking over the ocean, but I mean on land. Do you look and you see like 2 miles away or whatever?
Now, no, I don't see that.
You went scuba diving?
Yeah, were we, with my scuba tank, were we married yet when we did that? I think that's before we were married. We went out there and tried out my scuba tank. Well, one of the guys that I knew and I went to high school with that I worked with, this was many years ago, he said one time he was driving by, this was on the south side of Bismarck near the park. They were driving and they saw this cardboard box laying in the middle of the street. And his friend says, should I cream that box? Meaning, should I drive over that box? And this big friend of mine said, no, you better not. There might be something in it. So the guy swerved around it, and as they drove by, this other guy in the passenger side looked in it and he said, hey, I saw a little shoe in there. So they stopped and they went over and checked the box, and here there was a little kid in this box. I suppose about 3 years old or whatever. He was laying in this box in the middle of the street. And so they took him out of the box and they took him to his house and rang the doorbell, and when his mother came to the door, they told them where they found her son. So that's why you don't want to drive over boxes and things that are laying in the street. You don't know what's in there. There could be something in there that could cut your tire and ruin your tire and even make you have an accident. But could you imagine if they had driven over this little kid just for the fun of squashing a box? That would have been something.
Are you getting an education on this trip, Isabel?
Yes.
Is she getting sleepy on this trip? Are we boring her? Like these hills you see out here. A lot of times they're flat on top. You look, see, like there's a small one right there. They call those buttes.
I love it. It's so relaxing.
There's no jungle here, see?
Makes me sleepy.
This is grassland. This is grassland, farmland, good farmland.
Soothing to the eyes.
Yeah, all of North Dakota had glaciers over it except the extreme southwest area.
They have dinosaur digs in the western part of the state out here.
How big are the blades?
Well, they're longer than the semi. They haul them on a big flatbed.
Oh, they've got to be what?
And then they'll have a car like behind the semi, so that when cars come with a sign on it, probably that'll say, and there may be one on the truck too that says long load. That's how big. They don't look that big from here, but those 3 blades you see, 1 blade on a truck they haul. There's longer than a semi truck. That's how big those blades are that are going around there. They don't look that big from a distance, of course, but it's deceiving how big they are. But that's probably going to be the thing of the future because wind is clean and it's renewable. You never run out of wind. North Dakota is considered the Saudi Arabia of wind power. Here goes a coal train. Heading north. Here it says beef country. Yes, I'm a beef eater.
But it's only 9 o'clock.
I would be a buffalo eater if it didn't cost so much. Dickinson isn't too bad of a town. It's just pretty far from a lot of other places.
They got a couple Corvettes there for sale. But Imabel wants a Mustang.
It says garage sale. I want a Trans Am. I got one. That's my favorite car for looks. Right here.
We're in the Queen City of Dickinson, North Dakota now. I used to come here for wrestling when I was a kid through high school.
You guys could get
that looks
yourself,
good.
if you want to get a bun and stuff, 2 for $3 it says. I don't think that's a bad price. We're gonna take one bite out of this. What kind is this one?
It's cheesy something.
It's a cheddar wurst. It's like the Johnsonville cheddar.
I like it. He went out with his cousins, my dad, to the cousins' farm. His cousins lived on a farm, and he started working on a farm when he was 4 years old, Grandpa did. And he wasn't even a farm kid, but he learned about all that stuff. Well, we were down at the Nationals. This was your junior year. And there was this kid out of Illinois. His last 2 years in high school, he was 50-0, so he won 100 straight matches. And he's a 2-time state champ from Illinois. Undefeated the last 2 years down there. And a bunch of guys were talking to him. And Randy Berwick, the wrestling coach from Hettinger here that we're coming up near here, he was down there. And he was listening to these guys talk, and somebody asked this kid, they said, "Who do you got next?" And he said, "Some kid from North Dakota." He said, I hear he's pretty good though. And then they said, "Well, who do you got next?" Like it was a foregone conclusion that he was going to win. And then Randy Burke was listening to all this talk, and so then he said to the kid, "Well, just how good are you?" Because he knew that you were the kid from North Dakota, he was going to be wrestling. So he says to the kid, "Well, just how good are you?" And the kid said, "Well, I'm pretty good. I won my last 100 matches. And Randy Berwick said, "Well, you better be," because he knew he was going to be wrestling you. And then you wrestled him and you beat him with that front headlock. He was real nice afterwards because apparently he uses that move, because he came up to me afterwards and he said, "I can't believe it. He beat me with my own move." That's what he said to me. You took him down several times with that. And see, the problem was you scored first. And then when you usually beat guys worse is when they try to wrestle with you. You usually have your closer matches when guys are careful and try to run away. Well, he was behind, so he had to go after you. Well, then you took him down again. Then he got an escape, and then you took him down again, and stuff like that. So you beat him, I don't know, I don't remember the score, something like 10-5 or somewhere like that. And anyways, a lot of people said that should have been the championship match. They thought you were the 2 top guys in the class, and that was like in the quarterfinals. So, but yeah, Randy Berwick, he come over to me and he told me this, that he heard this guy, that's what was going on. And he told me that when he asked this guy, "Well, how good are you?" Because they were talking like he was the foregone winner. They didn't really know about you, but like the guy said, he had heard you were pretty good. So when he said he had this kid from North Dakota that was pretty good, and then they went on like he was automatic, like he was going to win, Randy Berwick said, "Well, just how good are you?" And the guy said, "I'm pretty good. I won my last 100 matches." So when you beat that kid, he was good.
Here you go. You're drinking and driving, huh?
Root beer. The only kind of beer I drink.
And you used to make root beer as a little kid, didn't you?
Yeah, my mom would help me. We made homemade root beer. Boy, that was good stuff. It really got carbonated, so it really had some kick to it. The Cannonball River.
Now we're in South Dakota.
Yeah, here, 79 south. It's not quite as flat here. More hills and valleys. And I said, why do they call them the Black Hills? It's from those pine trees. Look at from a distance, they look black. We're just starting to get into more of the Black Hills side. See, here's pine trees.
This is the town of Reva.
Reva, what a name.
You're in the town of Reva,
Yeah.
South Dakota. This is the whole town.
Whole town?
Yeah, just this. Seriously. But they have their own post office, they have a gas station, they have a store. Do you know how many people live in Reva?
4.
4 people live in population of
And how
4.
many buildings do you have? 4?
Oh, too many. We got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably 9 or 10 buildings.
So you got twice as many buildings as people.
Right.
Yeah, each person could have 2 buildings.
Yeah.
We were just saying, we like that name. It'd be a good name for a girl. Reva.
It was named after a girl. Yeah, it was the family that started Reva was on the west side of the Buttes here.
Okay.
And he applied for a post office in 1896 and got whatever it was to have it and started a store at the same time.
How long have you lived here?
33 years.
Wow. Do you like living here?
It's not a bad place to live.
You don't have...
Winters are kind of not very pleasant sometimes, but...
I suppose you don't have to deal with a lot of problems that a lot of other places have, huh?
Well, we have our own set of problems.
Not enough people to visit, huh?
Well, yeah, sometimes you don't need people to visit.
If you would go up right, look, and here's one of them handcuffs. It looks like you're in the Old West. See, this is this Custer area now. Custer National Forest. Look at that cliff over there. It goes straight down over there. Now over this way and down this way, you really look at these cliffs.
Yeah.
Oh man,
like in movies.
Wouldn't this be great for filming westerns? This would be beautiful for filming westerns. I could just see Clint Eastwood riding along these cliffs, like in Pale Rider. Oh, that would be awesome for westerns. And it's hilly and rocky. You can't plow it and stuff. So people criticize, oh, you're using all that land for raising cattle. You could grow so many more crops on there. No, you can't. It's not suitable for crops, those lands. And people don't know that always want to get rid of meat and all this stuff. Some people want to get rid of meat they can't make it illegal, but what they do is they want the government to put such high tax on meat that you can't afford to buy it, and that way they'll force you to be vegetarians.
Takes us a while to get in.
Thank you. Are hamburgers your favorite food?
They're right near. I think burnt hot dogs would be #1 as far as meat. My favorite food is French fries with times 57 steak sauce. But my favorite main course would probably be burnt hot dogs. But my favorite meal would be like bacon and cheeseburgers with French fries.
This was a really cool place with excellent food. The lady working here though was clearly very annoyed with me. Ordering so much soda, I asked her if they had refillable sodas and then I ordered a bunch. She was clearly annoyed because when I handed her the glass for my last refill and I said thank you, she just grabbed it and took it away and said, you bet.
If they serve refillable, then they should not have that attitude, I guess.
Yeah, you can see the way this hill is way above everything else. This was supposedly important to the Indians, important holy ground or something. Oh, it takes some work to climb up there, boy. Look at those buildings down below. It gives you some idea how big that hill is.
How are you?
Oh, hi there. How are you?
Seeing you again.
Here's Dennis's deer that he shot. One of these is that one there, I guess. That's the one Dennis shot when we were in high school, I think.
We left our house about 8:45.
Alright.
I'll show you a bigger picture.
Get up when I'm just sleeping.
Hey, Dennis. See you. Is that a good-looking guy or what?
Better looking guy now, ain't it?
He only gets better with age.
It slipped down to his chin. His hair slipped down to his chin.
Yeah.
There you go.
Raymond Burr.
Doesn't he
Travis, yeah.
show the difference?
Now.
This is Dennis then, this is Dennis now.
Of course, that's Gary then, and that's Gary now.
Yeah, mom's parents and dad's parents. It's his great grandma, my grandma, which is his great grandma.
Grandpa! Hi! How are you?
I would expect you at about 3:30.
Nice to see you again.
Gary?
Yeah.
So we're about to go to bed, but you gotta check out this room that we're staying in. Me and Amabel, we stay in a lot of very fine hotels for work. We've been very fortunate that way. But I think this is kind of nicer, definitely cooler and neater in many ways than any of these like 5-star hotels that we've stayed in. What do you think?
Yes, I love it. I feel like we should have a place like this.
Now we're going to KFC buffet.
Good. 2 seniors and 2 adults.
I look familiar.
Internship?
Yeah, it's an exchange student.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I like coming here a lot.
Is this your favorite restaurant currently in Bismarck?
Probably because we've lost our other buffets. All our steakhouses and stuff that had steak buffets have all closed. So this doesn't serve steak, but they have very good chicken, and the rest of the food is good too.
This is the Bismarck High School wrestling room. It's kind of tore up right now because it was flooded, so they're trying to dry it out. But here at Bismarck High School, I won 3 state championships. As a sophomore, I won one at 171 pounds. As a junior, I won the state championships at 189 pounds. And then as a senior, they had a new weight class, and we didn't have anyone for that weight class. We didn't have anyone big enough. Even though I was undersized for that, at the state tournament, I weighed in at 185 pounds, and I won the state championships at 215 pounds, which was a new weight class. Giving up that size advantage, it didn't matter. It didn't prevent me from winning it. I knew I could go up and beat bigger guys. It wasn't a problem. I was pretty good. One year I was even ranked #1 in the nation.
Mom's found all these old bodies. No wonder I couldn't hardly lift the box. God, I don't even hardly remember these being taken. This is crazy. I haven't seen these in years. I'm trying to remember what year this was. It would have been around 1983, which would have made me how old? I was 38 when I won, and I was the oldest guy in the contest. I was more than twice their age. Grandma and Grandpa had come, and I didn't know they were in the audience. And Mom told me later she was thinking when I was up there on stage that I'd been lifting weights longer than the other guys had been alive. And I thought about it and I go, she's right. The guy, my big competition, the main guy I had to beat in the second when I won the state championship was Boutros, and he was 19 years old and I was 38. So I was twice his age. But this is like in 83 about. This is 2 or 3 years before that one. I was small here, I was really, and one of the things I purposely did, the other contestants all put oil on, and I went out there and I looked different from everybody else because I had dry skin. But I wanted to see if I could win it without using oil, and so I didn't use oil, but even got serratus anterior here. I still got a little of that. What happened was in 3 weeks I went from 188 down to 172 pounds. In some ways I'm better now, but a lot older. Hardly lean like that when you get older though. Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. Not a bad back shot though. See here from the side, my nice little Elvis
Yeah.
cut. You see the light? This is like in the comic books now. If you're drawing this in color, this reflection, that'd be blue and this would be black if I was Superman. I won best abs. My face looks a lot younger there too. Even had a little bit of lats back then. Look at my serratus. Muscles that look like rib, those are called the boxer's muscle. You see them on fighters, like mixed martial arts and boxers. The slang term long before mixed martial arts, they call those boxers the boxing muscles, boxer's muscles, because those are muscles that are used when you throw a punch.
I see all these videos of people going thrifting, going to these Goodwill stores, but I'm not real familiar with them. Sometimes I see people finding some really cool stuff, so let's see what we can find today. I like this green chair. Some really interesting looking old school projectors. This thing here is actually pretty tempting. $1.99 for an old school cassette recorder. Here's an old Canon film camera. I don't shoot on film, but for $3.99, might as well give it a shot. Might as well get it because you never know. Maybe I'll decide that I want to try it at some point. My mom used to have a camera kind of like this. I don't know if this still works, but hey, for $1.99, might as well give it a shot. Very cool, very retro. Maybe I'll decide to use these one time. What do you think of these?
With film?
Yeah.
Cool. I wonder if they really work well. They should, right?
If they don't work, we can always use them as decorations. What do we have here? Wow. My first videos were made on things like this. This was a long time ago. This thing is $8.99. I'm almost tempted to get it. This is awesome. I like that it says realistic. It's a realistic video camera. Do I look like a real video maker with this thing sitting on my shoulder?
I'm seeing a lot of interesting items. Some things that you wouldn't really see now in stores. Old stuff, but they're still cool to have, I think.
I haven't seen him for a while. He moved down. He used to live in our neighborhood. You remember him?
Yeah.
From our neighborhood.
I didn't know you had a Corvette.
Oh yeah.
This is mine now.
Do you remember when cars were like that in your era, Dad?
Well, they used to look kind of like hot rods when they used to race.
That's one from like the 40s, I think. So not quite your era, but that's what people had
that
in
was
the
old,
50s.
But they look like the ones they used to race on the track. You could have put your car on here with all of these.
How's my car compare?
I actually like yours better.
I do too.
I didn't see another Trans Am here. I actually like yours better than any of the cars I saw. I don't think I've seen a car in the state I like as well as yours.
I like the cars we saw today, but I think they're still very cool.
I've had the motorcycle for many years. Trikes are safer. Another reason is Mom has almost never ridden that cycle. In the 20 years I've had it, she's probably ridden it 5 or 6 times. She's already been on this more than that, and I've only got this last summer. So, and they're just fun. It's fun to ride cycles, and it's fun to ride this. It's on there, okay? Get on there. Okay. Turn around, it's got ninja.
Yeah, I think for $5 get them.
He's a great dad.
Is that true?
I try to be. I try to be. What I'm trying to be now is a great grandpa. Well, a grandpa, but a great one. You know what I mean? Someday I'll be a great grandpa, maybe, if I'm still around.
Dad has been doing a lot of shopping for me, for Travis, and that's really fun. You're so adorable here. Look at that.
Which one am I?
This. Look.
That's me on the packaging of a Halloween costume.
Oh, this might be from the other contest. You know, you had those black and white ones. This is from the contest I won, I think. Yeah, this I believe is the one I won. This is 86 Natural Bodybuilding Contest, see? Notice the improvement in my biceps since we built that bicep machine. You know, those other guys use steroids and all those things I don't use. I got to train smarter, especially at my age.
Or like the audience.
We could put you in a freak show. Don't worry, I mean, I don't look near as good.
Well, I'm lucky I'm not more saggy. I'm 70 years old, for crying out loud. A lot of people are saggy
You
at
shouldn't
70.
be looking for excuses.
No. But women were watching me. Like, there's one gal out there. She stopped me. I talked to her a few times, but she says she calls me the Incredible Hulk, and I said I'm way too short to be the Incredible Hulk. But she says that's what they call me down there. I used to walk with my shirt off to get a tan, but I figure at my age maybe I should put a shirt on.
Then when they're looking at you, they probably they don't want to get close though. They go,
oh yeah.
afar,
Hey, there was one gal there. She was an Indian gal one year. I was walking by and she stopped me. She was sitting in her car and I was right by the sidewalk. And that's when I was walking with my shirt off and she stops and she didn't know exactly how to describe it. She said, "Are you like Olympian or something? Like an Olympian or something?" And she was sitting in her car and I was standing there and it was like she started to reach out her window several times like she wanted to touch my stomach, but she would stop before she actually touched it, like, well, I don't know this guy. But I stopped and I talked to her for a little. I
looks
remember
like it was
her name. Her name was Bridget.
Is she single?
I don't know. She was an Indian gal. She was sitting in her car having a can of beer.
Not my type.
And then there was the other older woman down there. One day I was walking by, but she was a smoker. But as I was walking by, she said, "You have a very nice body." She told me.
What did you say?
Did she say
I said,
what?
"Well, thank you. I work real hard at trying to stay in shape."
Did she say what an ass?
No. That's what they say about you.
Okay, goodbye.
Thank you, Tom.
Bye, Emma Bell.
God
Love you.
Keep in
God bless
touch.
you too.